Some neighborhoods just have this energy, right? Where you feel like people aren't just neighbors, they're actually like connected.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today with the preserve in Hoover, Alabama. It seems like more than just houses.
Yeah, it feels like a real community hub.
So the question is, what makes that happen? How does a place like the preserve pull it off? We've looked at info from early April through about May 5th, 2025,
Okay.
covering the vibe, the local culture, events, amenities, and of course the real estate market.
Right. The goal is to really get under the hood and see what makes it such a sought-after spot.
And we've got some great insights, partly thanks to Stacy, a local real estate expert who really knows the area.
Perfect. So let's start with that vibe, that welcoming feeling. What does it actually feel like there?
Well, the picture we get is very green, tree-lined streets, parks that look really well kept, friendly, people actually waving.
Sounds nice. And it seems like the layout itself helps, like the trails and open spaces.
Yeah, it seems intentional, not just a grid.
Mm.
The winding trails, the central parks,
Yeah.
they kind of nudge people outdoors and towards each other. It's not just accidental,
Makes sense. So it encourages bumping into your neighbors.
pretty much. And that seems to appeal across the board. Young professionals, families with kids, retirees too. It's got a broad appeal.
We have that quote from Stacy, the local expert. She calls it a hidden gem where modern convenience meets timeless Southern hospitality.
That really captures it, doesn't it?
It does. That mix of like Southern charm, but with everything you need well planned.
Right. It's relaxed, but also active. People aren't just sitting inside. There's a pulse to it.
Which kind of leads us into the local culture then. It's not just where you live, but how you live there.
Exactly. It's presented as a whole lifestyle. Togetherness, getting outdoors, maybe some creativity mixed in.
And they back that up with a packed calendar, right? Festivals, farmers markets, stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems like there's always something going on. And it's organized activities for different ages, different interests. They're clearly putting effort into making it tight-knit.
It's more than just having houses next to each other. It's about shared experiences.
That's the key. When you have regular events, people connect. It builds those bonds naturally over time. Like those farmers markets, you see the same faces, chat with the vendors, builds trust.
Okay, let's look at some specifics. What's coming up? This gives us a real flavor.
All right, so May 15th, 2025, they've got a Spring Fling Festival.
Sounds fun. Family stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
Live music, food trucks or local vendors, games for kids. It's in the main park, so perfect for just hanging out and meeting people.
Classic community builder. These things become traditions.
Exactly. Part of the community's story. Then starting in June, running through August, every Saturday is the farmers market.
Ah, nice. Fresh produce, I assume?
Yep. Plus local crafts, artisanal goods. So you're getting your groceries, but you're also like supporting local folks and chatting with neighbors.
Becomes a weekly routine for a lot of people, I bet.
For sure. Then June 10th, 2025 outdoor movie night.
Oh, I love those. At the amphitheater.
Yeah, sounds great. Family movie, popcorn, lemonade. Just a really relaxed way for people to gather.
Easy, low-pressure fun, perfect for summer nights.
Definitely. And then something a bit different. July 12th, 2025, there's a nature walk and bird watching event.
Okay. Guided walk.
Yeah, with the local naturalist. Exploring the trails, checking out the local plants and wildlife. Caters to a different interest, more about the environment there.
That's cool. Shows they're thinking broadly about activities.
Right. So all these events together, they really paint a picture of a place trying to be lively and include everyone.
And Stacy's comment ties it up neatly. She said the events are more than just fun. They're a chance to forge lifelong friendships and truly feel part of the community.
Yeah, that hits it. It's about building that social fabric, not just entertainment.
Okay, so beyond the events, what about the everyday stuff? The amenities? They sound pretty top-notch.
They do. The focus seems to be on quality of life, wellness, recreation, just relaxing.
So parks are a big part of that.
Huge. Multiple parks, green spaces. The central one has picnic spots, playgrounds, open fields. Seems like a real hub.
And you mentioned trails before walking and biking.
Miles of them.
Mm-hmm.
And importantly, they connect things, the parks, the pool, maybe the town center, so you can actually use them to get around.
That's smart design. Encourages you to leave the car parked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then there's the big community pool, splash pad for kids too,
Yeah.
and a clubhouse.
The clubhouse, is that just for parties or?
Sounds like it's multi-purpose. Social events, fitness classes, private rentals, a real community building.
Okay, pool, clubhouse, what else? Sports.
Yep, tennis and pickleball courts. Says they're well-maintained for all skill levels.
Pickleball's huge right now. Good they included that.
Definitely shows they're keeping up. And then there's the Preserve Town Center.
Right, tell me about that. Shops? Restaurants?
Boutique shops, cafes, restaurants, all walkable within the neighborhood. Adds that convenience factor, plus some charm.
So you don't always have to drive somewhere else for a coffee or a bite to eat.
Exactly. It keeps things local.
Eh.
Stacy summed it up well again. She said, "The amenities here are unmatched. They create a lifestyle that's both luxurious and approachable."
Luxurious but approachable. I like that. Not stuffy, but still high quality.
Which is why so many people are drawn to the preserve. It suggests the amenities aren't just window dressing. They're fundamental to why people choose to live there.
Okay, that makes sense. Amenities, community feel, it all feeds into desirability. Which brings us to the real estate market.
Right. Let's look at the numbers from that April to early May 2025 window. Described as dynamic, which fits.
So what were the active listings like? Single-family homes?
Yeah. We saw prices ranging from around $519,900 on the lower end up to $1,325,000.
Wow, quite a range.
It is. Shows there's variety. Those top-end listings, like on Preserve Parkway and Village Green Circle, seem to be bigger, newer homes from 2018, 2019.
And the lower end. Still decent size?
Looks like it. We saw listings for 3, 4 bedrooms, up to 6 bedrooms at the high end. And a mix of build years, too. Some recent ones like 2024, but also homes from the early 2000s, like 2002, 2007.
So options for different needs and budgets? What about how fast things were moving? Days on market?
That was interesting. The DOM ranged from 0 days up to 28 days.
0 days. So listed and basically snapped up immediately.
Pretty much indicates that. We saw a couple with 0 DOM, including a brand new build on Shoreside Lane, suggests strong demand, especially for well-priced, desirable properties. Even 28 days isn't very long in many markets.
No, that's pretty quick. Shows things are active.
Definitely points to a brisk market. Buyers seem ready to move.
Was there anything pending sale during that specific period?
Interestingly, within the preserve itself, the data we had showed only active listings during that snapshot. No pending sales right in the preserve for that April 1st to May 5th window. There was one pending just outside it, though.
Huh. So everything listed was still technically available, being actively looked at?
Yeah, could mean things move very quickly from active to sold, maybe not lingering and pending. Or just that the available inventory was being strongly considered. Either way, it reinforces that active interest.
So pulling it together sounds like a hot market, driven by everything we've talked about. The amenities, the community feel, probably good schools nearby, shopping.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All those lifestyle factors directly translate into real estate value and demand. It's a desirable package.
And Stacy's quote on the market seems spot on. She said, "The preserve is a hot market because it offers a lifestyle that's hard to beat.
Makes sense.
I work closely with buyers and sellers to ensure they get the best value and find the perfect home to match their dreams." Which really underlines the need for someone who knows the place inside out, right? Especially if things move fast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In a market like that, local knowledge is gold. Someone like Stacy wouldn't just know the price trends, but maybe which streets get morning sun or which are quieter.
And the nuances.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why working with someone like her seems like a smart move if you're serious about the preserve. Her value proposition seems to be that deep dive, that granular understanding of this specific community. Not just Hoover in general, but the preserve itself.
Right. It mentions her personalized approach, really understanding what buyers are looking for beyond just square footage. Is it a family needing playground access? Someone wanting quiet near a trail?
That kind of matchmaking ability is key. It's not just selling a house, it's selling a fit within the community. And for sellers, she'd know how to highlight the features that resonate most with current preserve buyers to maximize value.
Makes total sense. You need that local champion.
Especially in a competitive environment.
So, wrapping this up, the preserve really does come across as more than just a suburb. It's this blend of welcoming vibe, active culture, great amenities.
And a strong real estate market reflecting all that. It's a cohesive picture.
It feels like a place designed for connection, where people can actually build a life and make memories.
Yeah, our look suggests it's very intentional about fostering that community spirit alongside the nice homes and facilities.
So, if you've been listening and thinking this sounds like your kind of place, well, it certainly seems to have a lot going for it.
Definitely seems worth exploring further if it aligns with what you're looking for.
And if you were thinking about looking at property there, connecting with an expert like Stacy who lives and breathes the preserve market seems like the obvious practical step.
Couldn't agree more. Getting that specialized insight would be invaluable.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. how much does the actual design and the sort of social programming of your community impact your day-to-day life, your connections?
It's a great question. Looking at the preserve, it really highlights how thoughtful community planning can genuinely shape experience and foster, a richer way of living.